Hey, what's going on everybody? I know it's been a really long time since I last posted anything on my channel, so I would first like to go ahead and apologize for that, and to thank anyone who did stay subscribed to my channel during the hiatus. I finally bought a decent microphone and capture card, so expect better content on my channel from here on out. And if you are new, please consider subscribing to my channel, as I would love to hit that 50 subscriber goal. With that out of the way, on to the video. Okay, so I know this video is a little late, but I've always wanted to talk about the subject and kind of share my opinion. With coronavirus out here destroying lives and businesses, this does give Smash Ultimate players the opportunity to play the game that they love. But of course it isn't all sunshine and rainbows because of social distancing. So it either means that we either 1. Play single player, 2. Play with that one family member who wants to play with items, or 3. Smash online.
For most people, option 3 is the way to go, and it clearly shows because a lot more people are complaining about the online more than ever. Now, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people have complained about the online before, but it was not that big of a deal because you can always just go to a local tournament for some good games, or even to a friend's house. It was so bad, in fact, that in April, the Fix Ultimate Online hashtag was trending on Twitter. But here's the thing. No matter how much we beg, Nintendo isn't going to do shit to fix the online experience because they simply have no reason to. Now I know what you're probably saying. 1 HP, what exactly do you mean? Well, let me explain. So, Smash Ultimate having a terrible online experience comes down to many factors. Like how GSP is a trash ranking system, or how sometimes you get paired up with people in quick play with completely different rule sets. But by far the main issue everyone has, including myself, is the online lag. No matter how good your connection is, it seems like you can never have a smooth match. And a lot of people say it's because Ultimate has garbage netcode. Now, just to get this out of the way, netcode isn't a real computer science term, but a blanket term gamers and developers adopted to describe the overall online infrastructure of a video game. One suggestion that people make is to have Nintendo simply switch from delay-based netcode to rollback netcode. I could be wrong, but this is how I believe that Smash works when pairing up 2 or more players. Okay, so when you decide to connect online, you're connecting to a Nintendo server whose job is to provide you information and to connect you to other players for games. When you get into a match, you are temporarily taken off the server and sent into a peer-to-peer connection with your opponent until the match is over. The latency you experience in a match is technically not Nintendo's fault, but is mostly due to the inconsistencies in internet connections which fluctuate all the time. It's kind of like how your download speeds decrease randomly during the time of day. So developers must add code to tell the game what to do with an unstable connection, and that is what gamers refer to as netcode. Ultimate uses delay-based netcode where the game stalls in order to give time to catch up with inputs from the players. The game stutters to make sure that the other players receive those inputs before the match continues, while rollback is different because the game doesn't wait for those inputs, but instead keeps track of the time that the inputs were received and then goes back in time to correct that issue. That's kind of the reason why you see some characters teleport in other fighting games. Overall, rollback netcode is better, but there is a reason why Ultimate uses delay-based netcode instead. It's because it's a lot simpler to implement in their games and is generally preferred by Japanese developers. By this point, I think it's way too late for Daddy Sakurai and his team to switch over, or at least I would assume so. Like, why spend all this time and resources going through thousands of lines of code to change how one function works, when they could be using that time for updates and DLC? You know, something that will make them tons of money right away. If given the choice, a lot more people will probably buy a new fighter than pay for the online service anyway. So now you're probably saying, okay, why don't they just have a dedicated server to handle gameplay? While that would improve gameplay, look who we're talking about here. Nintendo, in my opinion, is a company that is oblivious to what fans really want, and it often feels like they are stuck in the past sometimes. Okay, Nintendo, so I know that you don't want to give us any new games that we asked for, like a new F-Zero or Kid Icarus, or even themes for the Switch. But can we at least have some folders so we can organize our games like what the Wii U had?
Nani?
Nintendo does whatever the hell they want, and I don't think they would simply use their potato servers for Smash because that's what we want. And we all know Nintendo doesn't give the fans what they want. Even if the last point wasn't the case, does Nintendo really have to change anything, especially if Smash is still selling so well? By this point, everybody knows how bad the online is for Ultimate and it's still selling strong. 15 million copies sold, and there are people to this day that are still buying the game, even though almost everybody knows that the online is a bad experience. Even for how clueless Nintendo can be sometimes, even they know that the game will sell really well, even with a few flaws like the online mode. I believe that the roster and the single player content were the main selling points of the game, and probably received the most development time. But of course there must be an online mode to have the game last longer and to sell the online service. If the online mode is functional and the rest of the game is good, why does it matter to them? Smash is the second best selling game on the console, and there's a pretty good chance that you bought the online service as well. Nintendo still comes out the winner no matter how much criticism that they receive. Now you're probably saying to yourself, 1 HP, are you trying to say that my voice doesn't matter? No. What I'm trying to say is that Nintendo doesn't hear you because you're not speaking their language. Nintendo is a company designed for one thing, and that's to make money. If they don't want to give us what we want, then we shouldn't give them what they want. If you really want change, then vote with your wallet. Stop posting on Twitter or YouTube your displeasure with the online mode because Nintendo's not going to care. If you're unhappy, show them that by not giving them your hard-earned cash. When it comes time to renew your online service, don't do it. When Season 2 finally comes around and the new patch doesn't fix anything, then don't buy the season pass. That is how we're truly going to wake them up and make them listen to what we have to say. It doesn't mean anything if you complain and still give them your money. Unfortunately, I don't really see this happening. Ultimate is just too popular of a game. Smash Ultimate Online is needed more than ever, especially with what's going on in the world. Content creators, tournament organizers, pro players, and even casuals rely on Ultimate Online in some way or form, including myself. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong in all this and Nintendo is secretly working on fixing issues in Ultimate Online. We'll just have to wait and see. If you made it to the end of the video, I would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to my take on the overall subject. And don't forget to like or dislike the video if you enjoyed it or not. Anyways, I want to hear from you guys. Do you have a different opinion on the topic? Do you think that Nintendo will actually make improvements in Season 2? Please share with me in the comments below. And do know that I do respond to all comments. And with that, I'm out. Peace.